So this is Jim Bennett again, and I'm a Nordic ski coach for the Rochester Nordic Ski Team. And today I want to do a little, some dry land, a dry land drill that sort of explores the timing of the various skating steps that we use, and also the weight transfer in the various steps we use, okay? And I'd like you to do this with me. So we're going to start out, if you remember the 5 fundamental movements, we're just going to start out just doing our 5 fundamental motions, right? Okay? Okay, just start doing this, okay? Okay, now what you're doing now is really a V2 alt, okay? So that means that you are pulling on one side only, right? The standard V2 alt or open field skate should be what you use in most of your skiing, right? Too many people get stuck on the V1, which is like the low gear on your bicycle, right? So imagine being in the low gear on your bicycle. It's great for going up hills, but when you're going down a hill or on a flat part, your feet are going like this and you're not getting anywhere, right? So you should be doing the V2 alt. Now, I want to deconstruct this a little bit, and for that I want you to think about, pretend there's a drone above me, and we want to look at the vectors, if you will, of weight transfer, okay? So thinking from above, where is my weight going? Remember we talked about transferring weight, right? Okay? So if you do this with me, let's stop our V2 alt right here, okay? We're up in the ski tall position. Okay, where's our weight right now? If you think about it, okay, it's over this ski, but where on this ski? When my arms are forward, my weight is forward, isn't it? Okay? Okay, so if you think about drawing a line with that drone above me now, okay, that line is like right here, okay? Okay, as my arms go back and we go into the crunch, my weight is going to shift a little bit back, right? Okay, but I'm still on this ski, so now I'm drawing a vector from front to back on this side, so view that from your drone, okay? Right, so what happens when my arms are back? We do the lateral shift, right? Okay, so we go from this ski to this ski. Now we just drew a vector across, right? So we've made basically 2 sides of a box, okay? Got that? Okay, now what do? Now we come forward up on this ski. Where's my weight? It's on the left ski. My arms are forward, so it's a little bit forward, right? So those vectors on the sides aren't very long, but just think about them as being longer. So now we've created 3 sides of a box, if you will, okay? Remember, it was over here. Okay, that vector is going back, then across, and then forward. Okay, got it? Okay, and now what happens? Okay, now what happens? We're going to shift again, right? So we just drew another vector. What did that one look like? It went this way. So we just closed the box. So if you're viewing that drone above me, what do you see? You see a little box, okay? So the weight transfer in the V2 alt is this way, across, back forward on this ski, and across again. So that's the box, right? Very simple. So think about it. You're doing your weight transfer when your hands are up, when you're fully forward, and you're doing your weight transfer when you're pretty much all the way back. And that creates the box, right? Pretty straightforward, okay? So what about the V2? All right, so the V2, in a V2 step, we're going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, so we are pushing on each ski. We're pulling on each ski. So what does that look like from our little drone? So let's go back to the start. We're up here, okay? Okay, now I'm going to come down on this ski. I draw that line from front to back. Again, I do the weight transfer here, right? Okay. Okay, so far it looks just like a V2 alt, right? Okay, now we're going to go up again on this side, right? So we're still looking like a V2 alt. But now instead of shifting across, we have to pull on this ski, and then what? Back over here, up on this ski. Got it? So down, over, up, down, over, up, down, over, up. So now all the weight transfer is occurring when my arms are back. Remember in the V2 alt, one weight transfer occurred back, the other weight transfer occurred up here. But in the V2, the weight transfer is all in the back. So we don't have a box now, we have a U. And interestingly, if you look at my body from the front, I'm also creating a U, right? It's up, down, over, up, down, over, up, down, over, up, all right? So our drone now has picked up a U, so that's that's a V2, okay? Totally, so the timing and the weight transfer is different. Weight transfer occurs all back here. All right, now here's a tricky one. Now what about the V1? And a lot of kids and a lot of people have trouble understanding the difference in the V1 and the V2 alt because we're also just pulling on one side, right? So remember our V2 alt, let's start up here, go down, over, up, over, down, over, up, right? Okay, so we made that box, right? So what do we do on the V1? Well, let's go do it, okay? So we go down again, so now we're going back. Weight shifts back a little bit, but remember, we don't really get on our heels, right? We do the same weight transfer like the V2 alt, okay? Now instead of coming all the way up on the V2 alt, okay, now we're drawing that side of the box again, but instead of doing that, when we get over here, the V1, there's an accelerated phase of pulling, so your arms come back quicker and they go across, right? So instead of weight transferring at the top, we're going to kind of weight transfer on the way over there. So it looks like this. Okay, so the weight transfer up here, we go back, over, and then across. So what does that look like from the top? Well, I think it looks like a sort of a triangle, right? Okay, so it's back this way, across, and this way, right? So the weight transfer is back, over, fast, back, over, fast, back, over, fast, right? So you don't allow the time to come up on this ski and then go over. What you're doing is, you're coming over here, you're going up right to the other side. Okay, so we're not going up here, we're going up here. And the reason for that is you're doing this on hills and you don't have time, unless you're Klæbo or Johaug, you don't have time to get that long glide, right? Because the hill's steep. So you have to go back over and get right up there, right? So people will tell you the difference between the V2 alt and the V1 is because the V1 is a 3-1, basically 2 poles and a ski go down at the same time. But that really doesn't explain the real differences, at least not to me. It's really about when you transfer your weight. The weight transfer in the V1 happens sooner before you get your arms up, right? So practice those steps. It's a great thing to do with dry land training. Go ahead and do your V2 alt. Think about your weight transfers. Make them that's a box, right? And then do your V2, and that's going to be a U, right? And then you're going to do the V1, and it's going to look like a triangle. Okay, so they're really different steps. You need to know how to do all of them to be a good Nordic skier. You know, your technique makes Nordic skiing easy, it makes going fast easy, and it makes it fun. If you have to work hard out there all the time, you know, it's great for burning calories, but it's not a heck of a lot of fun. It's a lot more fun if your technique is great and you can go fast and really enjoy Nordic skiing. So that's all for today, folks, and thanks for watching.